Today's event is the first live event post-COVID that GS1 Australia is hosting here on site. So it's been a long time since March 2020 when we first had the lockdowns. So we're very, very excited to have a group of, we're having retailers, we have manufacturers, we have solution providers together. And of course, we also have the chair of the RFID Coalition, which is a grouping of companies coming together to explore opportunities within the RFID space. John, if you'd like to introduce yourself just quickly so I don't do all the talking, sure. just briefly about your role in Puma and of course your role with RFID Coalition.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Terry. My name's John Loki. So I'm the chairperson of the RFID Coalition, and I'm also the head of IT in Puma as well too. And I guess I started my journey quite a few years ago at another company that was implementing RFID as well too. So I've sort of gone through the process that a lot of the organisations are looking to, I guess, looking forward to try and implement themselves and sort of, I guess, get some benefits that we can definitely see with RFID.
Excellent. Thank you, John. Okay. One of Australia's largest retailers is Kmart. Remember this, Kmart. And the man next to me here is from Kmart. So I'll let Adam introduce a very exciting project that they're doing for RFID within that important business. Adam.
Hi, yeah. So at Kmart, we're in the process of rolling out RFID to all of our apparel products. And it's about solving problems for us. And the first problem we're trying to solve is better on-shelf availability for our customers. So RFID is helping us do that through improved integrity and transparency of our inventory, both and it's through our replenishment models of upstream and our in-store, which we call backfill. So at the moment we've got 100% of our product, all apparels tagged at source, and we're in the process of implementing autonomous robots into all our stores that will complete a data capture of that product overnight. We'll then take that product data information and we turn it into, using some beautiful software, we turn it into our replenishment models for both upstream and in-store.
Excellent. Thank you, Adam. Beautiful software. That's what you want to hear. Now, the person who has the technology working with Kmart is Checkpoint. And David is here from that great company. David, over to you to explore the connection with Kmart and what you guys are doing in this space.
Thanks, Terry. So David Murray from Checkpoint. We are a solution provider in the industry providing tag software hardware with Kmart. Adam mentioned the upstream with the vendors, pushing it back to vendor sourcing. So we work with Kmart's factories all over Asia, and we're providing the tags to them through our teams in Asia, local language, local time zones, local culture, to make sure that tagged product gets done correctly, finds its way through into the stores. Then the robots that Adam mentioned can take over. The replenishment model, everything so far, John would mention also in his journey, the getting started point with RFID, we all know is managing your inventory and having visibility for that. And between making sure it's tagged, counting it correctly, that's what you get. So we're very happy, very excited, very proud to be Kmart's partner, and we look forward to the next step in their journey.
Okay, so while we're talking about retailers, now we're going to go to the other end. We're going to go down the manufacturing end. So Arno is here, the second from the end. He'll tell us a little bit about the company that he's with and how they're implementing some RFID smarts at the other end, towards the manufacturing end.
Correct. So hi, Arno from Thomas Warburton. What we do at Thomas Warburton is actually supplies what we call C-parts. So C-parts is typically fasteners, bolts, nuts, washers, and things like this to manufacturing industry. So people who build things like, trucks and trailers and caravans and things like that. And what we do is not just supplying those parts, it's actually also providing a solution that brings this continuous flow of goods, which is throughout the Kanban system. So typical Kanban system where people use two bins that rotates. One is used, and once the first one is used, the second one, when the first one is finished, it will go on top to be replenished, and the second one is in use. and keeps going this way back and forth. The old way was to do a manual scanning all the time, and we've incorporated the RFID technology now a couple of years ago in Australia, but it's already something that our group was implementing since 2011, where basically we integrate the RFID barcodes on our Kanban bins, and every time the people will place them on the RFID readers, it will actually automatically trigger an order for those goods. So the big point and the big interest behind this, it's having constant and instant data and flow of data, so we know better the demand and the fluctuation in demand as well, so which helps us basically to be more reactive and make sure that people get their goods on time and at the right time especially. And obviously we've got people like SIG helping us to develop the systems that reads the RFID tags. And it's been a really good journey since we've started that in Australia.
Okay, Edson, you asked us for experts, and we've got 4 super experts here. So we've done a great job here. The last one is Praveen, and Praveen I know personally as a friend. He's been absolutely marvelous. So over to Praveen to explain his part in today's proceedings.
Sure. Thank you, Terry. My name is Praveen Kannan. I work for Six Senses as a digital transformation advisor. I work with the Arnold at Thomas Warburton around the work in process tracking, where the C parts are packed into a crate and then go through a kitting process, automatically validating the contents inside the kitting process, doing shipment verification at the dock door, doing smart shells, and varieties of things which help Thomas Warburton and their customers to transform from a traditional manufacturing to a smart industry 4.0 manufacturing. That's what most customers that we work in Australia is providing advisory around how RFID can help them transition from a traditional lean manufacturing to a more agile industry 4.0 style manufacturing.
Excellent. Thank you, Praveen. Other than forgetting to turn off my phone, I do other things here. My role is I'm in the industry engagement or customer engagement. So I look after the general merchandise area and the RFID Coalition. I'm the representative of GS1 on the RFID Coalition. Now, your question was why and how GS1, what's the role of GS1 within the context of RFID? We are not a solution provider. We are not a fabulous retailer. We are not a manufacturer. We are none of the above. We are a standards body. We are an organization that sets standards. So for us, RFID is another capturing technology, like barcodes, in effect. But where GS1 comes in is in the creation and the maintenance and the promotion of EPC, electronic product code, which is the numbering convention that drives interoperability between the different solutions of RFID. So Edson, I'm not sure if you know anybody in GS1 Brazil, but maybe I want to introduce you. But
I know a lot of them.
Do you know Virginia?
I know.
The CEO. Oh, she's lovely.
Yes.
Anyway, exactly like the role of GS1 Brazil, GS1 Australia is here to promote the standards, to help companies understand the role of standards in important development and implementation of technologies. And it's our role to work with everybody here, whether they're a retailer, manufacturer, important solution providers. Technology is so key in this. Nothing can happen without the technology. So that's why, Checkpoint, SIG, all these organizations are so critical in what we do. So it's all about standards. It's all about to ensure that solutions talk to each other in an interoperable and seamless way. Other than that, we leave it to the experts.
Okay, thanks, Terry. So I guess, look, there's a vast array of benefits that RFID can sort of enable an organization. And I guess some of the areas that some of the organizations and businesses have issues with is it is such a big array, and they don't know where to start, and they don't look at, I guess, those core issues within the business. So it's really focusing on those core issues, potentially within the business. So whether it's inventory accuracy, whether it's out of stock ratio, whether it's logistics, it's really sort of focusing on those. So I guess prior business that I worked with that I was able to implement and set up RFID within, it was looking at that core inventory stock levels within the stores, warehouses, and then also looking at out of stock ratios within the stores as well too. So how can we service the customers better? How can we service the customers faster and ensure that we've got the right product there at the right time for them as well? So that was sort of some of the key areas that we sort of focused on previously.
Edison, if I may say, I'd like to add Adam here because, and the reason why I'm saying that is because what Adam is doing now is actually bringing the technology right next to the customer, right? The customers will be bumping into the technology, no? No, not quite. Yeah, it will be a cohesion, you know, but I understand. Let's hope not too
Let's
much.
hope not.
But they're going to come across it. You know, they're going to see it.
Yeah.
So tell us about that.
So look, if I just take a step back though, so Kmart, we're a high volume retailer. It serves thousands of customers every day, and we do this at the lowest cost. So what we're trying to do is digitize our stores. So RFID is helping us digitize our stores, and the foundation to that is really accurate data, so that we can use that data to digitize everything across our stores, from stock inventory movement to systems and processes. The first part of that has been apparel, where we're digitizing our apparel business, and that's to improve the on-shelf availability. That's our foundational capability. From there, we'll use RFID for a proliferation of use cases that we've got scheduled in over a multi-year transformation of our store. Terry's right, our customers may interact with our data capture, because our data capture is primarily through an autonomous robot. Not 100%. There are places where the robot doesn't go, but our intent is always to 100% autonomous data capture through a robot. That robot runs every night in our stores, and by Christmas, every full-size store in Australia will have a robot operating 365 days a year.
Wow.
Wow.
Robots don't take holidays.
Sorry?
Robots don't take holidays, Edson.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They're always on. And what about Sorry.
Okay. One thing I say is, so what we have learned is we get a higher inventory accuracy read through an autonomous robot than we do through manual scan. And that's probably so it solves two things for us. It's for a high volume, large footprint store, it's been able to give us a low cost data capture solution, but it's also been able to improve the confidence and accuracy of that data capture. And for us, everything in RFID starts with the data capture. If you don't get an accurate, efficient data capture, everything else can start to fall apart.
And the key word you mentioned was confidence.
Oh, yeah.
The confidence, we can get numbers on a spreadsheet, numbers on a dashboard, but the confidence with the robot, no, we can make decisions with confidence.
Yep.
Yes, and probably some of your companies must be using technology, the RFID technology for ESG or environmental and social governance or not. Probably they will do in the future if they are not now. They are not using this now. Do you have any experience on that?
Well, I would like to pass that on. Who would like to answer that? Because I know Praveen and Arno, maybe you want to tackle that. I think it's important because I know you've got expertise in this area.
I can talk on the
Yes, that's
add
right.
on to it. RFID plays, to me, a big part in achieving some of the ESG goals. For example, the work that we are doing at Warburton, it's about minimizing the one-way packaging and use returnable packaging. So obviously that's going to be better for the environment, right? So that's a key takeaway. From a governance perspective, we already talked about the confidence in the data. It's providing that level of confidence across the management, right? And so to the stakeholders and so forth. So RFID do play a big part in the governance as well. And then from a social aspect, we are experimenting a different sort of technology around easily decomposable tag when the tag goes into a consumer and so forth. There's a lot of R&D and technology advancement that's been made in that space to make sure that the RFID is also not destroying the environment, at the same time providing the value for the trading partners in the supply chain.
On it. Yeah, you're right. I mean, I don't have much to add. It's definitely true. We see a lot of benefits in RFID, and it's not. I was talking about the customer side of things, and Praveen is true. It's not just the customer side of things. We do use also RFID for ourselves, and it's really important to integrate that technology because, yeah, again, I'm not going to say what everybody has said, but it's that confidence in the technology because we see that every time we accurate, we've got the right data. The only time we see issues actually with RFID is because an end user or some human person actually failed into putting the right information in the system. So I'm pretty confident that the technology is working, and yeah, it has a really broad and wide possibility and options throughout the whole industry, retail, manufacturing, etc. It's really good.
Can I add something, Terry?
Please do. I know you can.
So as a provider to the whole industry, we've found in the last 3 to 5 years, there are only two topics. One is whether you call it digitization or, 4.0, how do we make our stores better in the future? The other topic is green, ethical sourcing, sustainability. The two are aligning. The two are actually coming together. What Praveen said is correct. Whether it be just in how your own business footprint operates or the products you produce, there's a circularity expectation on that now. When I first started doing this role, every time I had a meeting with a customer, it was how much is that? How much is that? Now the first question is that green or how green is that? It's a massive conversation. And from the governance point of view, pretty much all brands, big retailers, there's a lot of regulatory things coming into Australia where that visibility, not of the product, but the visibility from that unit of product from the time it was born to the time it got sold, you know where it came from, you know who made it, were they properly looked after in their workplace, you know that it's valid. That governance thing, RFID helps that in spades.
Absolutely. I agree with you, especially in fast fashion, when you have huge volumes.
Yep.
That's great. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you for your time and this opportunity to know more about your experiences and learnings on this RFID world we are going now.
Okay.
We are already there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Obrigado. Bye.
Thank you.
See you.
Bye.
Have a good event.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.